Hey guys, welcome back. This is your host Phil from underKG.com, and this is the LG's new flagship called the G7 ThinQ. There are two variants over there, G7 ThinQ and the G7 Plus ThinQ. No, it's not the difference in the size. The differences between them are the RAM and the storage. 4GB of RAM and 64GB of storage for the vanilla G7 ThinQ, and 6GB of RAM with 128GB of storage for the G7 Plus ThinQ. God, that's a mouthful. Anyway, this is the vanilla G7 ThinQ. Let's go ahead and open it. Here is the packaging. The first thing that greets you is the cleaning cloth, which is a good thing because the front and back are both covered by the glass, so it's really easy to get your fingerprints on it. And under that is the device itself, G7 ThinQ, along with the number of things that LG deems important for the new device. We're gonna put it right there. And under that is a little packet, carrier packet, LG Pay, the quick start guide, the data transfer guide, and the SIM card tray removal tool, all inside a little box. And below that is the earphones. You might not get this in some regions. I'm talking to you, America. And here we have the earphones right there. This is not like a premium whatever. This, I believe, is based on the quad beat that LG has been including for the past few years. And here is the spare ear tips, just one pair. And the charger and the cables are in white, not exactly my favorite color, but here you go with 5 volts 1.8A or 9 volts 1.8A. So that's a mere quick charge 2.0, although the phone itself does support higher standards. And here we go, a matching USB Type-C cable along with two adapters. They were generous enough to include a USB Type-C to USB Type-A adapter, so you can use that for your peripherals or the data transfer from your older phone, or the micro USB to USB Type-C adapter, so you can use your older chargers or cables without having to buy the new ones. And before we get started on the device, let's go through 4 of the factors right there. Super bright display that goes up to 1000 nits for up to 3 minutes. It's an RGB WM Plus LCD, not an OLED panel. AI cam, so it can make your photo brighter or suggest the scenes out of the 19 of them they provide. Boombox speaker that's supposedly louder and deeper bass with the Google Assistant key on the left hand side of the phone, like you have seen from the Bixby button. And let's move into the front facade, where you get 6.1 inches of a QHD plus resolution display. It's an LCD panel, not an OLED like in V30. It does have the notch right there, although LG wants you to call that the new second screen instead of the notch. LG claims that they thought of that before Apple did. And moving on to the right hand side gives you the power key, which is not integrated with the fingerprint reader on the back, which I like. On the bottom you have the USB Type-C port, speaker, microphone, and the earphone jack, thankfully there, and also on the bottom, which is my favorite placement for the earphone jack. On top we have the nano SIM card tray along with the micro SD card expansion. If you got a dual SIM model, then you'll get to have the hybrid SIM, so you can choose between storage expansion or the secondary SIM card. And then there is the noise cancelling microphone. On the back you have dual camera, 16 megapixels of normal angle with f1.6 and another 16 megapixels with f1.9 and 107 degrees of wide angle camera. LED flash right there and the laser autofocus window. Fingerprint reader, again, solely fingerprint reader, not a power button anymore. G7 ThinQ logo, LG logo, and that's pretty much it. The rear is made out of glass, which could be a hint that it supports wireless charging and furthermore, fast wireless charging as well. And now the phone is booted up, let's go through the settings. The first thing that is asked you is personalizing your phone. So you can choose between new second screen on or off, the notched way or the painted non-notch way, the home touch button layout, back, home, and multitasking, or the other way around, and home screen between laying down all the apps on the desktop or having them stuck inside the app drawer like in a traditional way, which I prefer. And we're gonna fast forward through the rest of the settings. Okay, we're done and in the home screen. So swiping down from the bottom gives you the little boost icon over there. So 1000 nits for 3 minutes, you can enable that by tapping the little icon over there. And the rest is pretty much the classic LG. It's got all the icons on the home screen. You can go to the settings. I don't like the tabbed one, so I'm going to switch to the list view. Talking about the notch or the new second screen, you can paint it or let it out with the notches. If you decided to hide the notch, you can choose which color you're going to paint it with. Black, gray, those colors, reddish colors, the rainbow colors. I don't know why you would want to put rainbow on the bottom, but you can. And the corners of them, you can make it rounded or less rounded, depending on your choice. The basic specs are pretty generic. In 2018, you get the latest Snapdragon 845 octa-core processor, 4GB of RAM with 64GB of storage, or 6GB of RAM with 128GB of storage. The display is DCI-P3 100% and HDR10 supported as well. And since it's an LG, they put a lot of effort in sound, the audio department as well. So sound quality and effects, you get to have the volume normalizer, equalizer, I think that's system-wide, DTS:X 3D surround, Hi-Fi quad DAC, of course, sound preset digital filter, and the audio balance between left and the right earphone. And also the boombox speaker that's going to allow a deeper bass and the louder volume overall, along with the Google Assistant hotkey, and no, you cannot change that to other features. Far-field voice recognition, IP68 water and dust resistant, and of course this is mil-spec certified, so this should be a lot sturdier than most of the phones that you'll find in the market. At a first glance, it seems like it packs all the features that a modern flagship smartphone requires. A always-on display, the high-resolution screen, the latest chipset, all the multimedia features, although I do wish it had a stereo speaker. Anyway, my primary concern is going to be that 3000 mAh of built-in battery. We'll have to figure out how it lasts in the real-life usage. So stay tuned, and if you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments. You can always meet us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. We'll see you guys later. Ciao!